Hi, everyone. Welcome to The 60 Project, a podcast produced by Livewire Productions in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. This is a podcast about navigating our 60s. I'm Tracy Thomas, and I just finished my first film, a featured documentary called My First and Last Film, where I sought out to learn more about turning 60, talking to 60-year-olds, and dealing with the loss of my mother and my filmmaker partner and boyfriend, Dennis Peters. But even when I finished the film, I didn't feel like I was done interviewing people in their 60s. I wanted to learn more about what's next. And this is where the 60 Project begins, a podcast where I ask people about the big ones, about death, dying, love, loss, and about recognizing yourself even better with every passing day. Ladies and gentlemen, we are here for another episode of the 60 Project. I'm your host, Tracy Thomas, and we're still in the pandemic, and we're just rolling along, and we want to thank you for tuning in every Wednesday morning to listen to us. Our numbers are going up, so keep tuning in and tell your friends to tune in as well. And we're chatting today with Greg Gerard from Beloit, Wisconsin. Hi, Greg. How are you?
I'm really well. Thank you, Tracy.
You're welcome. And Greg is, I know a little bit of your history. Greg is involved in the, I believe you are the executive director of the Beloit International Film Festival. Is that correct?
That I am, yes.
Okay. And how long have you been doing that?
Well, I just completed my first year as executive director.
Okay.
I actually have been with the festival in a variety of positions since the festival started this past February, just before the madness began. We finished our 15th season. So I've been down here for 15 years in Beloit, working on. I've been with their Riverfest Festival, Beloit International Film Festival, and I've also worked with the Beloit Changeville Symphony Orchestra.
Oh, that's interesting.
Since I moved town. So yeah, I'm all about the nonprofits, I guess.
Well, good for you. We love people that are involved in helping the community and giving back to others and making sure everybody is taken care of as much as we can take care of them, you know. So you're in your 60s. Are you 63?
63 now. I just turned 63 on the 31st of March.
Oh, well, that's very recent. Happy birthday. How did that go? How did it feel turning 60? Let's go there.
I guess it was a little daunting. I mean, for me, it was always, while I have had a fair amount of success in my life, it's been some ups and downs here and there. I'm enjoying what I'm doing here in Beloit, but it's you always want to. I always feel like I want more. I want to do more. I wish I had done more. There's a lot of shoulda, woulda, coulda stuff that goes on.
Okay.
And to reach a milestone like 60, and then of course it's like, God, I'm at 60. Do I have another 20 plus years left in the tank here? It's like you start to think about those things that I never really paid much attention to.
Right. That's so interesting because that was one of the questions in my film that I asked my interview subjects is, do you feel like there's more you want to achieve or accomplish or do? And some people are like, no, I'm good. I can coast on. Other people like had a big long list, like. So you're one of those people that want to do more. Do you have like specific things that you want to do and cross off the list?
Well, I think that the main part of my career was spent in the music business.
Okay.
So I was a songwriter. Actually, started out as a cover artist. My family, my sister and I started as a duo, back in the 80s.
Cool.
After we got out of college, and we started actually professionally up in Hartford, Wisconsin, just north of Milwaukee.
Okay.
And so I spent all of this time in the music business and had some, achievements. Had a song in the Billboard Top 20 at one point. Met Clive Davis. Really climbed the ladder professionally. From playing in little corners of little lounges in and around Milwaukee to sitting in Clive Davis's office. I mean, that's an interesting journey. And but as things go, I mean, I was in the more straight ahead pop music domain, and grunge music, and the Seattle scene came along and sort of changed the landscape, and a lot of pop artists got sort of put on the side. Everybody was looking for the next Kurt Cobain or whatever, and so we kind of floundered a little bit and continued to play music, and I still play music. But those days of those sort of high-end days kind of came and went, and so now I think I've been stepping away from the music little by little over the years. Like I said, I still play occasionally, but one of the
do you play in clubs in Beloit or anywhere around the Midwest?
I play in the summertime. Like you might find me at the Cove in Lake Geneva, playing by the poolside for the tourists, or doing a party somewhere. It's just kind of a bar gig every now and then. Mostly solo stuff. Sometimes I'll do a duo or a trio. But it's pretty, it's kind of informal, casual.
Right.
For me right now, but having gotten more involved in this film festival and less involved in the music thing, I find myself now really tempted to get my music making machineries out and maybe spend a little time writing again. I miss that. I mean, I did it so much, and it really was the thing that I loved to do the most was locking myself in a room with a bunch of music making machinery and coming up with a song idea, and then just creating it from beginning to end, and doing demos or producing little projects for people, and I kind of miss that. So I you may find me trying to dabble with that again.
Okay, so do you feel like that's something just inherent in you that you just want to pick back up, or is it or part of the getting older thing? Like I really love doing it, so let's do it again because I really love it, and I really that's part of who I am.
I think yeah, it really was where my self-esteem came from in a big way.
Wow.
Being able to write and create and be able to do, and I'm not blowing my own horn here, plenty of people do this, but I'm just saying, to be able to actually create something from scratch,
right,
and and finish it and mix it and play it for people. It was very satisfying, and I missed that satisfaction part, So you get to the end of it, and you can say, hey, hey, look what I did.
Oh, absolutely.
I missed the just the whole process.
Right.
And so now I find myself in this job that doesn't afford me too much time to do that. We are just a boutique. You've been here. You know what our drill. You know how it is here. We're a boutique film festival in a small town, small city in the Midwest, and you wouldn't think it, but it keeps me busy. Every single day.
Sure. Well, there's a lot of planning involved. We have the Milwaukee Film Festival here. For those of you who are not from around here, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. We've got a great film festival. Your film festival is great as well, but I know a bunch of people that run the Milwaukee Film Festival, and it's a year-round job.
It is
a year-round job. So But do you feel like you have a little more time now because of this pandemic thing and the isolation thing that you could get back in that little studio, Greg, and do it?
Well, I've got some business to take care of, get some things organized, so that I don't have to drive the boat as much over the next few months. I mean, certainly once the January 1st rolls around, it's just nonstop. January, February into March, it's just there's no time for anything. But right now, if I can get a few more things in place and get a few more tasks assigned to some of our volunteers, I don't have much staff right now. So, I've got to find people that are willing to help me. So if I can get all that working, then I think I can find a way to put my little workstation back together again and maybe craft something.
Well, keep us posted because I think that would be, because I know some other artists, painters and musicians as well that are struggling right now because with this pandemic, they can't, they love playing in front of audiences and they're trying to create at home, but once they're creating, they don't have anybody in a band to help them out and get it going. So it's totally frustrating just on that level. So.
I feel bad. I mean, I know so many of the players out there. I tune into their performances when I see them coming, and I realize that I'm really fortunate. I'm fortunate that I don't have to rely on that music career as my support mechanism right now, because frankly, our film festival was unscathed by this, and I every once in a while I get a little stroke of luck, and this is typically the lowest point of our year. This is our new fiscal year just started on the 1st of May. That month or so after the festival, it's actually more like 6 weeks or so after the festival gets put away. There's not a lot to do. There's not a lot going on. Just housekeeping and just kind of
amping up for the upcoming month.
But our money was all made. All of our sponsorships and our ticket sales and everything, it's all in the bank. So I'm one of those lucky people that didn't have to worry about where my paycheck was going to be coming from, because
that is lucky. That is lucky.
And so I think wow, I dodged a bullet somehow there, because I know how hard it is. I see my friends, acquaintances online, hoping that people will contribute some money on Venmo or whatever the different
the sister one, PayPal, and I've contributed here and there, to different like I say, the video, the music things, and other just some friends I've some people that are in the service industry, throwing a couple bucks their way. I don't know. It's hard. I'm very fortunate, but so I empathize completely with the plight of the people are going through that have no other means and their resources are running dry. And it's quite a struggle. I don't know, especially older people that are retired, and I don't know, maybe some people, their savings are kind of dwindling. I don't know. It's kind of challenging all the way around.
Yeah, and it's been kind of for me. I'm not saying it was been depressing, but it's been a little blue. There are a lot of things going on out in the world. People in disagreements. It's like the world's in constant disagreement right now, more than ever. And once again, I have friends that are on both sides of this issue. So I'm doing my best, my usual best, to just kind of stay in the middle somewhere and try to stay calm.
It's all we can do. I mean, it's I try not to watch the news, and I try not to engage on social media. It's like a train wreck. I want to get on and see what's going on. But on the other hand, there's just too much. So I feel, I like to stay in my little bubble. I'm certainly aware of what's going on in the world. Don't get me wrong, but my stress level significantly goes down if I'm not participating on social media.
Yeah, I kind of backed out of that whole craziness. I look in occasionally now. These last few weeks, I've just been kind of checking in here and there. But that nonstop observing, you know, when it first started, it just makes you like, you know, and you can't really do anything about it. But I know so much of this is just out of control.
You can only control your own behavior and reactions. And that's kind of, for me, that's the bottom line. I can't. So let me ask you this: as far as when you turn 60, the daunting part of it was the shoulda, woulda, coulda, should have done more. Was that the only aspect of why it was daunting, or is there other reasons? Or how do you feel? How do you feel moving forward now that you're a few years older? Is it the same?
Well, I think one of the things that really these, you know, as I was approaching 60 and then moving past 60 is, you know, the old body just doesn't, it just starts changing in you know, really disappointing ways. And you know, although my health is not bad, you know, I've had to deal with some health issues and that, you know, gallbladder thing that happened, you know, and then all the stuff that goes along with that. And it just seems like, you know, I want to just run out and be the guy I used to be 10, 15 years ago. And
so do I.
Things changed. I don't know when the switch, you know, when the switch happened, but it's definitely, you know, you got to be more. I have to be more careful, you know. I start to think about, okay, I'm going to go out and get on my bike, and I'm going to go on a nice ride today. And then I start thinking about, but you know, your health insurance policy isn't super deep. You know, make sure you don't pile it up out there because you really can't afford to get hurt right now. Those things really start to creep into my mind, and I've never really thought that way before. But it's stuff like that, and just you know, just the day-to-day, you know, or year-to-year sort of decline of me as a physical specimen. And I know I can do better. You know, of course, I'm sure everybody is always thinking about, you know, this week I'm going to get out there and I'm going to put this much time in. I'm going to get so many steps in. I'm going to, you know, hey, you know, I joined Y. You know, we have a YMCA that's right across the street from where I work.
Okay.
And but it's not open right now, you know. So, but I got on the YMCA kick. I was on the elliptical. I was, you know, doing some few weights. I was really trying to, you know, improve myself, get myself back in some sort of condition that I you know, used to be in. And
I feel like if we stay on top of it, if we do a little something every day, that's for me. And I've been working out like my whole life since I was a teenager. So it's kind of, for me, it's just like a natural thing. Trust me, I have my days where I don't want to do it, and then I don't. So, but for me, but I know what you mean. It's like when you get older, it's all these like what happened there? Why is that happening to me? How come I can't eat that anymore? What? And you know, like running for me. I run across the street like I live downtown Milwaukee. I run across the street or something. And it's like I used to be able to run a lot differently. It's like what is happening with my legs? It's like. But I feel like I gotta, if I don't eat right and work out somehow, I just it doesn't number on my head, number one. And I feel like I'm a little bit ahead of the game if I keep at this, eating right and working out and stuff. So I don't know. That's just me. It's not for everybody, but I'm doing good so far. Knock on wood.
I mean, I'm kind of a worrywart, so I you know. I probably worry more about these things. I should probably just plow ahead and, you know, damn the torpedoes. And, you know, if I pull up lame, I pull up lame. But
it's not about perfection to me anymore. It's just about, I used to want to, you know, when I worked out, like have a strong, you know, a cut body and muscles and stuff. Now I still want that, but that's not as important to me as being strong and healthy on the inside. It's a whole different mind shift for me. And I don't know if that's an age thing. I just can't keep up the kind of routine that I like you say in my 30s or 40s even. I mean, I just can't. I don't have it in me. I don't have it in me, number one, and I just don't have the endurance. I guess I can work harder, but how hard should I work?
Yeah, you gotta modify your behavior a little. You're not gonna be able to bounce back. You know, if I go out on a bike ride, like on Sunday, Sunday was the first day I pulled my mountain bike out super far, you know, but
you did it.
Felt pretty good, but then
I think we have got a frozen season. Oh, there you
go. That just you're moving again.
Okay.
You were for a moment.
Yeah, you were frozen too. Sorry, everybody watching. No, technology. So you got your bike out and you rode your bike and that went well?
Yeah, and I love it. Bicycling has always been one of my that was my number one way of exercising for a long time.
Yeah.
I even had little I had my trainer that I could throw my bike into in the winter time and ride in my my living room or wherever.
Exactly. Yes.
Riding. But not as much these days. And I'm looking forward to spending more time in the saddle this summer. It is.
Do it.
I'm excited about it. I guess the other thing that has changed for me a lot in the last few years is the diet. I mean, I just can't eat what I used to eat. I don't. Everything has kind of changed for me.
Okay.
And so that's been and actually it's a good thing. My last checkup, I was told I was healthy as a horse. No issues whatsoever. Part of that I think is because I've really stuck to. I eat a little red meat now and then, but it's mostly mostly fish and poultry and vegetables and fruit and trying to because if I eat like I used to eat, I don't feel good.
No, same. I can't do that anymore. I'm mostly plant-based right now. And plant-based does not mean vegetarian. Plant-based means my diet is mostly plants. It leans more towards plants. I have some chicken and fish now and again, and some grass-fed beef once in a while. But that works for me. It's not for everybody. But yeah, as you get older, it's just I feel like it's a little more. My body's a little more sensitive to certain things, like certain nuts or whatever. I guess that's just a hazard of getting older. I don't know. I hate to pin everything. It's because I'm getting older. But I don't know.
Well, I know that, but as I approached 60, my body was saying, "You got to stop eating all this crap, and you got to change what you're putting in stomach." And so I've kind of got my own little regimen now and my own little shopping list that I kind of stick to. And that's not to say that occasionally I won't step off and have a pizza, but I gotta know when to say when with that stuff because I love pizza.
I'm craving a pizza, but I'm not gonna allow myself pizza because I don't do dairy, so I'm off of that. Which is fun, or I want a burger, but I'm not going to do the burger. Well, I'm going to have a burger. No. So being in this age category, do you feel like are certain things more important these days than they were, or less important these days than they were? When you're like 30 or 40, even 50. Because I feel like for me, it's like certain things, like I don't really care what people think of me. I'm not trying to impress anybody anymore as example. So, what are your thoughts on that?
Well, I being a stage entertainer for so many years, that's kind of a combination of you want to please everybody all the time. You're always trying to please. You're always trying, and then you're also always trying to, get a sort of a bit of a pat on the back for yourself, you want that applause, you need that validation, and you kind of get used to that as you're in a career like that.
Right.
And so I find myself in a different career now, so to speak, and I'm sometimes I think I try too hard. Sometimes I think I'm worrying too much about perception, and that sometimes I just have to say, hey, this is me. This is how I do it. I'm in a role that is not normal for someone that comes from my background. I don't have any business background. I'm a horrible businessman. I'm not good at it. I'm a decent organizer, and I'm user friendly with people, and also I have the background as a creative artist that comes in handy in as I'm trying to determine the value of a film. I'm not a filmmaker really, although I've been in a couple of films, so I guess
I've seen you in some of those films. Yes.
I could be considered a filmmaker of sorts, but I kind of came into this cold. Everybody loves movies, and everybody is able to critique a film. But I kind of had to learn it as I went along, starting way back in 2006, and tried to educate myself a little bit about it, and so that I could do justice to the filmmakers, I guess, really, right?
Yeah.
Who wants somebody who doesn't know what the hell they're looking at to be judging their film,
Right.
So I did that, and I feel like I've gotten to a point where I'm confident that I'm doing a good job of giving someone the best possible look.
Sure.
And making fair choices and fair judgments and all of that. But the business side of this, that's thankfully I have a good board of directors and a couple of really strong people on the business side. Our treasurer and our accountant, have held my hand through this first year of my role as executive director. So I've been able to see a little bit more of how that works, how a budget is together. And I've had to write all these grants. I think I wrote for 6 or 7 grants this past year, and that's maybe not a lot for somebody who writes grants for a living, but for someone who's not used to that, it was really eye-opening, and
I've heard grant writing is a pretty lengthy, involved process. So just from the little bit in the film industry, I heard it's a big task.
Yeah, and thankfully, I mean, gosh, we got all those grants. I mean, I was able to, do a good enough job to get those grants. But it was mind-numbing for me. I really think my brain just hurt, and but it's I think I've got I've got a whole another bag of tricks that I've developed over this past year. So
right. Same with at age 60 making a film. It's like it's something I never thought I would be doing, but it's something I think as we age, it's like learning new things isn't a bad thing. It's like you think, I can't do that, but I mean, we can. We're smart, so. But it's there's always a little bit of a learning curve as I guess no matter what age you are, but I mean I didn't know what I was before I was gonna making this film. I didn't know, I really didn't have a plan of what I was gonna do now. It's like just my same old life, which was fine. But I like you, I had a lot of people helping me with making this film, like a lot of help. I mean, a lot of heavy lifting behind the scenes. And I certainly learned a lot along the way, for sure. So there's that learning curve there. As far as
I know. I saw your work from the previous year when you brought sort of prototype where you're
the rough cut.
the rough cut, yeah.
Very rough.
Beloit, and you had that experience to find out what what people thought of what you had and where you should go with it, and you got a wide variety of comments, and then see what you came back with a year later. Obviously you like me, you had to learn. You had to learn. You started from scratch and you learned, and then you had now you've got a wonderful film to show for it. With so much great content, and all runs the gamut of emotions and human nature, and
Thank you. Yeah, it was quite the journey. Again, being in this age group and doing something like that was not something I ever thought I would do, but it really tests your mettle and your patience and perseverance and all that stuff. It was quite the journey, and I never thought at age 60 I would be, and for 5 years along the way, exposing myself in that manner to the world, if you will. So,
brave, pretty brave, and
Thank you. Yeah. I'm just
for those of us who are in that same age category with you, it was a fun read. It was
okay.
Interesting thing to see these other folks in our age group, what they had to say and how their lives were going.
And I was able to, for our audience here, my first and last film was screened at the Beloit International Film Festival this past February.
Yep.
Which is only not that long ago.
It's not.
Yeah. So, and it's a film about an older woman making a film who's never made a film before, and then losing her boyfriend during the process of making the film. So it covers all aspects of life, and love, and grief, and loss, and like I say, perseverance and all of that. So I'm sorry I missed. I wasn't able to be at the screening.
Yeah, I was disappointed, but I understand. Life goes on. You got things to do, and
So was there reaction from the audience as far as this age group, as far as how they felt about aging? And I mean, is there a couple of comments maybe you could share?
I heard some chatter because I so understaffed this year that I barely made it around to see anything during the festival. I was usually running around making sure stuff was working or people were being taken care of. But I did hear some chatter at the box office from people who had been to the film, and in fact, a couple that were very impressed with how it all came out, because they were there year before. They were at that screening at Hendrix the year before, and so they were pleasantly surprised to see what you did with it. And I think there was a lot of that. I don't know how many people. I guess I could have done a survey on it. Maybe you should have done a survey on it to see how many people that were there in 2018 showed up to see where it went. But I think it was well received.
Okay, good. I was just kind of wondering, I guess, if people had any comments about relating to, if they can identify with what I was saying or going through as far as getting older and all that kind of thing. But maybe that's hard to relay that back to me.
Like I say, hindsight is 20/20. A survey probably would have been a way to do that. But
and that's
live and learn.
Because that was part of the reason for making the film, is to spark a conversation about, and this podcast as well, about getting older and how people are faring through this aging process, and if people are feeling good about it or bad about it,
So you played at Milwaukee, right?
Yes, we screened it 3 times here. Or more than 3 times. The Oriental Theater screened it 3 times, which is amazing and generous and awesome. And then a couple other little venues, smaller venues, Avalon Theater in Rivoli, in Cedarburg, Wisconsin. But very well received, and a lot of people were like, yeah, I can identify with what you're talking about, and this and that, and I don't know how you did it, and blah, blah, blah. So that made me feel good that people were identifying with this topic that I think is necessary to have. It made me feel like it was this was needing to be put out there, and a conversation started about us baby boomers who are getting older and blah blah blah. You know.
It's a project that just lives on and on and on, right?
Yes. I hope so. No, I hope so, because I think it is an important topic, because in my film you saw that some people were like, oh no, getting older is fine, it's all good. And I'm like, really? Are you sure? Because I think there's a lot to it. I mean, and one aspect of it, and I don't know where you fall in this category, like dating or being married or single, or how that all works. I'm kind of all over the map here, because I mean, I don't know if you're a single person or have been married and all that. I've been divorced, like it's like 17 years this month. It's like, what? That's crazy. So
yeah, in the music business. So my story is not a common one. I was married to a woman, a young woman who was in the business with me. My first wife and I were, songwriting partners and performance partners, and we kind of went through that tumultuous experience of the music industry and the ups and downs. Finally, just kind of beat the living hell out of our marriage. And turned out that she was more of a city mouse and I was more of a country mouse, and so we ended up parting ways. It was a little rough at first, but we're good friends now, and it's all good. But then and she was about 9 years younger than me.
Okay.
So of course, then I ended up marrying a woman 16 years younger than me.
Wow, well, good for you.
Because I was a musician in a band, and do things like that, I guess,
Yeah, you got that power.
Yeah. So then we had 2 children.
Okay.
So I have an 18-year-old daughter and a 16-year-old, just about to become a 16-year-old son. Awesome kids. And their mom and I get along really well. I mean, that one was just it took some twists and turns. She ended up, realizing that she was a lesbian, and
Oh my God! Oh,
so that was my 40s and early my 40s, early 50s was that whole rigmarole.
Wow! So then with that. With her discovery of her sexual orientation, you have to dig deep in yourself, and I'm sure that's all kinds of discoveries. And wow,
yeah, and I just couldn't learn my lesson. I mean, she and I get along great now, and the kids have grown up. She's done a great job as a mom, but she's a professor, and so she ended up moving with the kids down to Lexington, Kentucky for a while, and then a relationship she was in took her now to London, Ontario, Canada, with the kids, and so now they're in London, and it's been just trying to see each other and be spend time and trade off that. It's been kind of an experience, let's just say.
Well,
and all this time I'm like approaching that 60 mark,
Yeah.
And
so how do you feel these days about relationships versus single, not relationships, and dating apps, and what's your take on that right now? Where do you stand there?
Well, frankly, one more part to that story is that even though I should have learned my lesson from dating young women, I dated another equally young woman after that, but did not get married. And thankfully, that just kind of went away. And I just stayed completely unattached for like, I don't know, 5, 6 years, something like that.
Okay.
And just I'm through with it. I'm through with it. You know, I've had enough. I've got these beautiful kids. They're my life. You know, they're my family, and they're my, you know, that's where my life will go. And so
I like that. That's where my love will go. I like that. Well, and so that's important to you right now is just children and you know, taking care of yourself, and that's yeah.
I never dated a woman my own age. Maybe since I was in college. I don't know what the deal was. I mean, I'm not a bad person. I just kind of just
It's just
you know, I was yeah. So I mean, it's just what it is. But
right
now since about last fall, let's say, I've been growing progressively closer to a woman who is exactly my same age. We're both 63, and she's a wonderful person.
Cool.
And we have a lot in common, and we both of us have interesting tales to tell of our lives. And it's I don't know where it's going exactly, but
and maybe you don't need to know where it's going. Just enjoy it for what it is right now.
Yeah, and it's different relationship, and there's a different kind of passion in it.
Okay.
It's not just hormone charged libido, crazy, stuff.
Right.
From my past, it's really it's nice.
Okay. So
and it's comforting, and it's real user friendly, and at least to this point, I think both of us are at the age where we just don't want to argue about it anymore. You know, we're into compromise, and we are, we appreciate each other's, uniqueness and strengths, qualities, and so I don't know. I'm enjoying the companionship and being with someone that is, my own age category. I think it's a really cool thing for me to be having right now at this time of my life.
Well, it's interesting because of your other relationships with younger women that now you're finding comfort and happiness with someone your own age, which seems to make sense. I don't know, because of you both are the same age, you have a lot in common just by that fact. I mean, you grew up in the same generation and the same things, the same music, the same everything. So there's no. It just sounds like an easy relationship to me. An easy relationship. Yeah.
I think both of us are very honest with each other.
Yeah.
We don't really have anything to hide. We've put all of our cards on the table, and
right.
We're enjoying the experience. And she has gone through a lot in her life. I think she's actually married 3 times. Her last husband passed away. She's looking to restart a life for herself. She moved back to the Rockford area after being in Florida for a while, and she's got family up here, and she found the film festival. She decided to dabble in screenwriting.
Good for her.
Right around age 60.
Well, see, there you go. You can learn anything at this age. That's awesome.
So she should actually be part of this interview, or maybe you should interview her.
Give me your name later on. We'll see what we can do.
Yeah, and she was just one of these people that just said, "Hey, my life's not over. I've always been interested in this." So actually, she's written an entire screenplay. She handed it out to some of our filmmaker friends at the festival, and she's getting feedback, and she's learning, and it's been she's able to immerse herself in that, and I think it's nice. I mean, like I said, for me, I've immersed in a business, in a role for a business that is getting more familiar, but still somewhat foreign to me. I'm still learning. I continue learning, and also for me the possibility of going back and maybe doing some songwriting and some emotion. So we're both doing that. We're sharing. We can share that experience. So I mean, I guess we have to consider ourselves pretty fortunate.
Well, and you are fortunate. It sounds like. It sounds like. Do you feel like your work with the festival and your songwriting are those purposes for you? Is that fulfilling? Is it a purpose in your life? Because I feel like with this pandemic thing, it's like all of a sudden I kind of don't have a purpose because I'm just kind of sitting here and I'm doing the podcast and we're talking about other ways to get the film out there. So I feel like a little bit of my purpose is coming back, but I mean, do you have a purpose in your life right now as far as this being in your 60s, or do you not need a purpose?
I think that you might not believe it, but my kids are really good musicians. They really did follow. They were imbued with a lot of the same abilities. They both play instruments. They both sing. They both write, create, and Stella likes to dance. And so I like the idea of trying to stay current and try to be in the game with them as they're pursuing their music. I don't know that they'll ever be in the music business the way that I was. There are aspects of it that I prefer that they didn't have to experience, But I think that they, I like the idea of them being creative people and using that and finding value and satisfaction in it, and for me to be able to, participate as well. I think that would be something where I would find, real purpose. And then as far as the film festival goes, well, our little city here has been going through major changes to turn itself around ever since I moved here. I'm not saying I was a catalyst. I'm just saying that I got here at a time when the Renaissance was beginning. And so for me, the purpose or the excitement of it is that I'm helping to run a nonprofit that is in the mix here. It's a vital part of the landscape. More people moving here. I say this all the time, but people want to know what there is to do if they're going to move to Beloit and work at corporations. We've got so much coming into the area and buildings going up all over the place. And I'm part of a group that has value because people need to be entertained. People need to be have things to do. And so that makes me feel good. That makes me feel that I have value. And there's a purpose for doing. And then the other thing is something that one of the founders told me years ago, and I always refer back to this, is the fact that I am providing a service to filmmakers. She said, if you're ever wondering if what you're doing is good or feeling like you're not, what am I doing this for? It's for filmmakers. It's because they need a place to show their work. They need to have a chance to be heard and be seen. And I have that capacity to give that to people.
Right, to help that happen.
I'm providing a service that I think is important. And so that's what my purpose is with this stuff. I'm providing services.
That's awesome. Yeah, you're involved in the community and you're helping people to make their dreams come true. I don't know, and make people. But Beloit, Wisconsin is a really cute little town, actually. And there is a lot to do there. I don't know. It's a nice. I was treated very well when my film was. Even just the rough cut was being shown. It was a very welcoming community. So really nice people.
There's a good spirit here. There are, it's kind of got a small town flavor to it. It's a city, but it's got a small town vibe going on here. That's local and user friendly.
And good restaurants.
They're springing up all over the place. There's more to see, more to taste in Beloit than the last time you were here. So
good. We're giving a Beloit a little plug. That's okay. So I think I kind of might know the answer to this, but it's kind of a question I'd like to ask some of my guests. Is what brings you joy at this age of your life? I mean, as compared to again, well, maybe not even compare. What brings you joy these days?
Well, I have to say, my kids, thank God for technology. Thank God for Skype and FaceTime and Zoom and all these platforms that allow us to be with those we love that are far away. Because I have had some of the best times. Just last night, I was on with my kids for about an hour, and we were just belly laughing. We were just laughing our butts off, and humor has always been a part of my family, and my kids have a great sense of humor, and we just, that's just pure joy for me. I really do think that's probably the best thing I've got going.
Okay. And that's amazing. I'm sure they're going to be happy to hear that when they watch this podcast.
Yeah, that's it's kind of a no-brainer, but that for me is joy. I mean, I get joy out of my work. We had 780 films to consider last year for the festival. I have to look at a lot of movies, and I will say that every once in a while you run across something that just gets to you, and there's a great deal of joy in that to me, not just because I got what the filmmakers trying to get across, or that this is just a wonderful film, but it's like I found a good one. This one's going to be it. I love this, and just the anticipation of a great film that came our way out of the clear blue, and to be able to share that with our film goers, especially I get to do that. Well, not right now, but hopefully in the fall we'll start up again on Wednesday nights. I get to share these films through our Biff Year Round program with our hardcore indie fans in town.
Okay.
And to see them, and to feel their appreciation for these films that I get to find and I get to bring to them. It gives me a lot of personal satisfaction and joy, to be able to share that.
Yeah, that's because I think that joy thing is different for everybody. I don't know. I just feel like this age for me, it's I just like to, and I'm kind of feeling the loss of this right now is because of this stupid pandemic.
Yeah.
I feel like I miss my friends. I mean, we can do the Zoom thing, the technology is great and all that, but there's a certain part of me that just really feels better when I'm making my friends happy and making them laugh and that kind of a thing, and sharing our lives together. And that's kind of it's just recently has been starting to do a number on my head. So because I think when you're alone, pandemic or not, and you have so much time to think. Now there's more time to think because my brain has got more space in it now because you're not rushing and doing all these planes and things, each day. So I feel like I'm thinking more. So I'm just thinking that's who I really am, is being that to those people. It's kind of like I don't think I did know that, but you kind of forget it. You kind of suppress it once in a while. So I'm kind of missing that that brings me joy to make, because I remember when my mom was alive, she always said, you bring me, she said, God sent you to cheer me up. I'm like, wow. So I feel like that's a true thing as I move forward in my life. I feel like that's who I am. So for you and many other people, children are their joy, and that's just like, I can't even imagine not being able to see them right now, or be with them actually, you know, and like in person, that would be quite challenging, I'm sure. Can't imagine.
Yeah, I'll be, well, you know, and it's, you know, what you do is you inspire, I think, just by your actions and your bravery and your, or just whatever that is, you know, to just step out and just say, hey, why not? Why not do this? I think that's you know, you give other people joy with that.
Well, thank you so much. That was just a lovely thing to say. Wow. And a few people have told me that here and there over the last couple of years, like I can never do that. You inspired my people that would attend some of the screenings, like, oh, you've inspired me, and that's kind of what I want this topic and this film to do, is to inspire people to do whatever you want to do at this age and not be afraid, and just you never know what's hiding deep down that you might like or might be good at or want to try or something. You know, I mean, just because we're this age doesn't mean we're done. Right.
Not at all. Not at all. Gosh, I'm 82 and going strong. She's just, you know, I honestly think she might outlive me.
How old is she? 82, 92?
82.
82.
She's 82.
She's only 82? Oh, okay.
Only 82, yeah. Like you know, I think to myself, like, my God, no. Another 20 years more of this.
I know.
You know, it's exciting. You know, it's nice to know that as long as we take reasonably good care of ourselves, there's a whole world of things that we can embrace.
Yeah. Do you feel like, talking about living longer, do you feel like you want to live like longer? I mean, like what would be like 100? I mean, 100 sounds, because I think about it from time to time. It's like I don't know. It just seems kind of like, what's the, if I can be healthy like this, for sure, but I don't know.
I am not wild about the concept of you know, lying somewhere on a bed.
No, well, no, not that way. No.
Or being pushed around in a semi-catatonic state. I never want that.
No. We might not have a choice though. That's the problem.
No, I'm gonna find somebody to put me down.
Okay. No, because it's a delicate, like Lou Grant in Mary Tyler Moore. It's just when I'm dead, just put me in a garbage bag out by the garbage dump, and they'll pick me up on Tuesdays. Okay. Just that simple. I don't know, because it is a weird topic to talk about, because a lot of people don't want to talk about it. But I don't know.
I just don't. I just think about. I see a lot of the people that are my age now. Because my father passed away about 15 years ago or so, and 17 years ago, and you know, I wasn't at that age yet where a lot of people are now my age that are having to you know, do that thing with their parents who are now in that stage of their lives, and I see how hard it is for them, and I see you know, oops, what did I do?
You're here.
There you are.
John, can I disappear from your screen?
So anyway, I see a lot of this, you know, what people have to go through. And you know, my friend that I mentioned earlier, my friend Nancy. Did I say? I don't know if I even said her name. My companion, my current companion, you know.
Hi, Nancy.
She just lost her mom. Her mom was 94, and she went through a long phase of you know, just being there, you know, kind of just waiting, and gosh, I don't know if I want that for me. I certainly don't want it for my kids.
Right.
But I don't know where our society is going with all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Until I get there, I guess I won't know. But
right. And I don't want to. I don't know that we should not live in that kind of fear or mindset. Like what getting older, what's going to happen? I mean, always live in the now if you can. But especially as you get older, that topic is it's closer than it was in 20 years ago.
I didn't think much about it.
What?
I didn't think much about it until I got to be 60 something.
And there you go.
It's really started to have an attention on me. So I don't know where you're right. Live in the moment. Live today. I mean, I'm just saying. I'm speculating about that. I really don't fancy that end of life scenario. I just don't.
No, I think when I turned 16, began to get this film going, is when I was thinking about it a lot harder than I do now. I mean, obviously, I'm still thinking about it. But I think when I turned 60, I was like you said in the beginning of the show here, it was a little daunting. So I'm like, what the hell? What's going on? So it's it's more in the rearview mirror now. Those feelings of really terrible fear about it. Not so much anymore. So I'm glad about that. But I think making the film helped that. Talking to people and other people's perspectives and adopting a more living in the now kind of thing as much as I can. So, I try not to think about it too much. But again, we can't help it. We need to think about it and talk about it. I don't know. I'm just
it's crazy. But yeah. So that's me in 63.
That's me in 63. Sounds like a book title or a film title. That's 663. I like it. Well, thank you so much. This was a lovely conversation, and I'm sure our audience will dig it. You've been a wonderful guest. Thank you so much for being here.
Well, it's my privilege, and pleasure to be part of this. I do feel, thank you so much for giving me this opportunity and giving me another interesting experience in the plus 60.
There you go. There you go. And this was a lot of fun. And I want to thank our audience for tuning in again. And I don't know what episode number this is. It doesn't matter. But we're rolling along and we're trying to bring you interesting, fun guests and topics. And I think with that, we'll bid adieu and stay tuned. Next Wednesday, we have another brand new episode on Wednesday morning. So thanks, everybody. And thanks to Greg. We'll see you later.
Bye.
Bye. Thanks, Greg. See ya.